Today's lesson is about the planes or sections of a body or also an organ within the body. First, let's start with the sagittal plane. The sagittal plane is strictly a right and left cut, will give you a right and left side of the specimen or body. If it's straight down the middle, as this one is, it's called a mid-sagittal. If it's to the side of that, here or here or here, it gives you unequal right and left side, and that is called a parasagittal section or plane. Let's go to the next section or plane, and that is transverse, shown here. A transverse section gives you a superior and inferior portion of an organ or a body. So when you divide it, you have a top and a bottom. The transverse plane is also called a cross-sectional plane or a horizontal plane. The next section is the frontal plane, also shown here. And you actually have a front and a back, or an anterior or posterior section. The frontal plane is also called the coronal plane because there's a coronal suture right across the skull here that it is named after. So coronal plane, frontal plane are the same thing. It gives you a front and a back, or anterior or posterior section. The next section is not shown in this picture with the planes already drawn, so I'm going to draw it. It's called an oblique section or plane, and it is a diagonal, so it actually is in two planes. So anytime you take a diagonal cut into an organ or a body, it's called an oblique section or plane. Real quickly, let's go ahead and review anatomical position because this model is an anatomical position. If the caregiver was standing in front of them, then they would notice that you always think of the person's hands facing anteriorly, right here. Sorry, that's not very good circles, but the hands should be circled facing outward. And then the feet are pointing straight ahead. That's the anatomical position, and that's how you consider all patients as you chart. That's it for the lesson today. See you guys later on.